Hey guys, Jimmy Kāsh Bevetti here, and once again I'm going to share with you how I shot an independent feature film for under $20,000 and how you can do the same thing for under $25,000. Today we're going to look at locations, props / set design, and casting. Right out of the block, first thing I'm going to mention with locations is interior scenes are 1,000 times easier to shoot than exterior scenes, and it's all because of the sound. If you have an exterior scene with limited dialogue, you can probably dub in your dialogue, so I'm not saying it's impossible to film outside, but just remember, every car that drives by, every airplane, every train, the wind, the birds, your microphone is going to pick up all of that, which is going to make it real difficult for your editor to try and get a nice even sound for that scene. If you have access to any kind of unique location, try to work it into your film. We filmed near an outdoor band shell, so obviously I was going to do a few scenes there. Our nighttime cameraman was able to secure a theater location, and we also had a lot of really good forest preserves in the area. You want to be as visually stimulating as possible. For Girl in the Refrigerator, I knew we would be filming a lot of scenes at my apartment, so I tried to use every inch of the place. We shot in my bedroom, the bathroom, the hallway, the kitchen, my weight room, the living room, this bar, outside on the landing upstairs, in the parking lot, and even the laundry room. You want to try to avoid scenes where you have a bunch of nothing in the background. You want to try and fill your frame. Another good idea for interior scenes is to set up a scene factory room. Basically, if you have some real simple scenes, like someone's talking on a phone, somebody's reading a letter, somebody's painting a picture, switch out your backgrounds and shoot all of those scenes in the same room. You're going to keep your lighting pretty much the same, which makes it way easier for the camera person, and you're getting it all done at one location. Every exterior scene we shot for Girl in the Refrigerator was guerrilla filmmaking at its finest, which translates to we didn't pay anything. The only location we actually paid for was a library conference room that we turned into a courtroom, and it cost us $30 for 3 hours, and we finished it in 2. So for your location budget, we're gonna say $500. Just in case you have to bribe a friend or two to, borrow their place or to rent the conference room. Okay. Yeah, this'll work. Oh man, I want the trim facing me. Okay, with props, you gotta be creative and you wanna make sure everything looks legit on screen. If you're looking at something through the camera and you're thinking, that might look a little crappy, when everything is blown up on a big screen, it's gonna look real crappy. This right here is a piece of plywood with a piece of trim attached to it. Doesn't look like much, but when you add a drywall shelf to the back of it, put a microphone stand with a mic on that drywall shelf, and then prop the whole thing up and put a chair behind it, it becomes a witness stand. Think of how you want your shot framed before you start building props. This is where those storyboards come in handy. We really didn't do much as far as set design goes. We had nice real-life backgrounds for our exterior shots, and the interior scenes, everything was pretty much set. If you feel you need to add a little to your set design, like you want to add unique furniture or put some pictures in the background, my best advice would be go to your local thrift shops. Also a good place for clothing. Half of our cast bought their wardrobes at resale shops. So for props / set design, I'm going to estimate we probably spent a little over $100. So we're going to keep the math simple and call it $200. Your props / set design budget is going to be $500, just in case there's something out there that you feel is absolutely necessary to get on screen. All right, now we're going to discuss casting your film. You don't want to have haunted house casting. What I mean by that is years ago, I used to work at a haunted house during the Halloween season, and the first one I worked at was a volunteer haunted house. Eventually, I moved on to a bigger production that paid me pretty well to scare people, and you had to audition for that. But for the volunteer haunted house, all you had to do was show up and you were part of the act. Here's a cape, you're a vampire. Here's a mask, you're a scary clown. Needless to say, most of these actors weren't exactly terrifying. Don't do haunted house casting with your movie. If you want your friends on camera, put them in as extras. But for the main roles, you need people with acting experience. A few of the sites where you might find available actors in your area are Backstage, Casting Frontier, Actors Access, and Stage 32. I'd also recommend giving a serious look to anyone who has stand-up comedy experience. It takes a lot of guts to get up on stage in a room full of strangers and tell jokes. And that's the kind of person that's not gonna freeze up on camera. For auditions, you're gonna save a lot of time and money if you do your auditions over the phone. If you find someone you think is a really good fit for a role, meet with them in person at least once before you make anything official. You want someone who's going to show you that level of commitment where they're actually going to get up off their ass and meet you somewhere. It shows that they're serious, about being involved in your project. Casting extras was way more difficult than I expected. A lot of people say they'll do it, but when it's time to film, they suddenly have other plans. This is why you don't want a script that calls for a lot of extras. But if you do have a couple dependable extras, recycle them a little bit if you can. Put a hat on somebody, put a wig on somebody. Don't make it obvious, but you can easily cast some of your extras in multiple roles. So for my acting talent, I was kind of all over the board. Some people got paid one flat fee. Some people got paid per day. Some people did it for beer and pizza. And some people were totally free. So for the entire film, I spent a total of $1,550 for my acting talent. I'm gonna suggest you go roughly double of that for your acting talent budget. So we're gonna say $3,000. Spend it wisely. That's it for today. Keep your eyes open for my film, Girl in the Refrigerator, which will be streaming on a channel near you this Halloween season, 2025. And for our next episode, we are going to discuss filming secrets and catering secrets.